We'll be making some data, but we'll use some of that. Okay, again, I'm using some of the data from this example right here, so if you want to download and follow along. And remember, you're going to have to turn in what you do at the end of class, so make sure you follow along, do something, and turn it in, okay? We're going to turn in what we do at the end of class, okay? Before we start inside Excel, let's get some data. Again, we're going to do some backgrounds, and then we're going to do some graphics. Do you want to do oil wells or water? Do you like water or oil?
Oil.
You guys like oil?
Yeah,
Oil? Money's better than living. Okay, so we're gonna do a chart on movies. So I'm gonna go download a photo or an image of a movie that you like. So I'm gonna go, and so before we start, I need some graphics. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Google. We're gonna steal today. Today we can steal for today. We'll talk about copyright next week and why you shouldn't just steal from Google Images, but for today we can just steal if we want. And then I'm going to go to Images. Notice I went to google.com and I clicked on Images over here. You probably have already searched on Google Images before. I hope you've searched on Google Images before, right? Again, start at Google. If you go to Google, there's a box in the upper corner right here under my Turturo. See the images right there? I click on images and I'm going, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? How about Once Upon a Time in the West? Who likes that movie? You guys don't like that movie? No. Okay, so I'm gonna grab an image and I'm gonna download it to my computer. So find an image, a photo, and save it on your computer. So find an image and save it on your computer. I'm going to save mine to the desktop. Well, this one. Next, we're going to go to a special website. So did you all find an image? Any image is fine. We're making a chart on movies, so I just grabbed the movie. You don't have. You can download any image you want. You want to do flowers? You can do flowers. Okay, the next website I want you to go to is called thenounproject.com. Here we go. I'm going to type it in. The, T-H-E, noun, N-O-U-N, and then project, P-R-O-J-E-C-T.com. Can you remember that? The Noun Project. The, T-H-E, noun, N-O-U-N, project, P-R-O-J-E-C-T.com. Okay, so let's say I want to make a bar chart and I want to have some graphics in my bar chart instead of just plain old bars, right? You can add graphics. We're going to use this website to download some cool graphics to put in there. You guys said you love oil wells, right? I think you guys love oil wells, right? So if I'm doing oil wells, I can type in oil, oops, O-I-L, oil well. How about that? There we go. Find an oil well you like. You don't have to do oil wells. You can do flowers if you want. Maybe you're doing a chart on your favorite flowers or something, but it's called The Noun Project. Type in, Now we need to make this an image so we can put it in our bar chart. To make this an image, yes? Yeah? Yeah, that's what I did. Uh-huh. Then I found it should give you results, right? So here I typed in oil well. Then I kind of walked around. I like this one right here. Find one that's kind of bold you think would work well in a bar chart. So then we need to make this into an image. So how do I take a screen grab? There's no Command Shift 4. Command Shift 4. Your cursor turns into a crosshair. Do you see that? And I'm going to draw a box over my oil well. What? You have to go thenounproject.com. Yo, yeah, okay, you're at the website. The noun. Oh, jeez. Hold on. You have to go to the Noun Project, right? And there's a search box right there. Search right here. See, search. Oil is O-I-L. Oil well. W-E-L-L. Oil well. Yes. Oil well. And then I go and find one I like. You don't have to do the same one I'm doing. I just saw this one. I thought it was good. It's nice and bold and easy to see in a bar chart form. I'm going to click in it, and then I need to make it into an image. How I make it into an image is by taking a screen grab of it. To take a screen grab of this, I hold down Command Shift 4. Your cursor turns into a crosshair kind of looking thing, and I'm going to draw a box around my oil well, and I'm going to release my mouse, and it takes a picture of that. And I'm going to use that picture in my bar chart. So I'll give you a minute. You need to find an image to... Okay, so next we're going to go into movies. So if you looked at your folder that I gave you, Excel chapter 2 or whatever, chapter 3, there's one that says movies in there. Open that up in Excel. It's called movies. Open that in Excel. There's already a chart made. It's pretty ugly. I'm going to delete that. So delete that chart that's already in there. Just select it and delete it. Okay, everybody ready? Did you find it? You can't delete the I want you to do something. I don't know. Hit OK. You have to do something here. Okay, this is from previous class. You can get rid of that. I don't know what you're deleting, but just make the chart bigger so you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to make a bar chart. And to make this bar chart, we need to think of the visualization of the data. So right now what we have is, of course, we have a genre over here. So you have the different movie genres over here. You have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and total. So they're talking about mostly probably how much money in millions, I would say, that they made on each one of these. Something like that. It doesn't really matter. It's just data. So what I want to do is I want to see each week, but I also want to visualize the difference between the weeks and the genres. Okay, so I have kind of 2 data points. I have weeks, multiple weeks with data in it, and then I have a genre. Okay, so how I'm going to make this chart is by selecting the genre here, and I'm going to hold the shift key down, and I'm going to go all the way down to week 4, sci-fi fantasy, like that. I'm not going to include the total here, because that's going to skew the data right now. What I'm trying to do is make a chart right now that is only showing the 4 weeks of data with the different genres. So what would be best? Well, I'm thinking of a bar chart that shows the different genres at the bottom, and then having a chart for each one of these, possibly. Or you could do a chart with each one of these and have these. So we're going to do a couple different charts, just to see how the data visualizes. Okay. So to do this, I'm going to go to Insert. So if you go under here to Insert, you'll notice you have your chart options here. So again, make sure you have this data selected, right? Again, to select the data, I use the Shift key. So I click the first one, genre, then I hold the Shift key down and I click on the bottom, just like that. Do you see that? I use the Shift key to select all the data. Next, I'm going to go to Insert right here, and I'm going to the first one. I'm going to kind of do a 3D kind of looking. I'm going to try and use the 3D stacked view. We could do this one as well, clustered view. I'm going to try stacked view and just see what it looks like. I like the 3D option here. And here's what we're looking at here. So in doing so, you can kind of see, and I'm going to make my chart a little bit bigger. You can see, and I'm going to make it my screen a little bigger here. Well, maybe it's a little too big. Hold on, let me shrink this down just a little more. There we go. So in this chart, you'll see that we have action and adventure. You'll see animation. You'll see comedy, documentary, drama, and so on. So which one made the most money? Well, it looks like drama and comedy. Animation and documentaries didn't make very much. You'll notice that, you know, most of them are quite even across. Okay, so, you know, they all pretty much make about the same amount of money per week between week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. If you want to take this data and put it onto its own sheet, if you remember, after you have a chart selected, you'll notice where it says Move Chart in the upper corner over here. Do you see where it says Move Chart in the upper corner over here? I can click on the Move Chart and say, hey, I'm going to put this in a new sheet, and this is going to be my 3D bar chart, Bar. It says New Sheet right there, New Sheet, and that should put it into a new sheet all by itself. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Let's go back to our data. If you notice again down in the lower left corner, you see I have data and I have my 3D bar chart. My data 3D bar chart. So it put it into a new sheet automatically. Okay, let's do the same data again. This time, let's try a different chart. To try a different chart under Insert, you'll notice I do have the bars that go horizontal. I'm going to do the cluster bar chart, the one that says cluster bar chart. So it's in the same area, but this time it's not stacked. The word stacked means all the data is on top of each other. This will be next to each other. So if I click on that, you'll notice, wow, it gets a little bit more messier, and but it allows you to see a little bit more data because since it's not stacked and it's next to each other, you can kind of see, you know, week 1 of drama was the highest grossing, right? Which I couldn't visualize that before. Let me make this a little bigger. Whoosh. I made it a little bit too big, but again, what you're looking for is how to visualize the data. And if you want, we could put this on its own chart, on its own sheet as well. Again, to do that, I have it selected, and I'm going to go to where it says Move Chart up here. See where it says Move Chart? And I'm going to go and put that on a new chart. This is going to be horizontal bar chart. And I'm going to put that in a new sheet as well. And so, again, what you're visualizing here is this one compared to this one. What is the problem with this one? Well, I can't really tell. I mean, I can see that drama did pretty well in week 1, but I can't tell that was the number 1. Can you tell that's the number 1? Does the blue one in this under drama look like, hey, that was the top grossing one? You can't really tell, can you? But if you go to this other one that we just made, look here, we got drama, week 1 is blue. Look at it, it's the number 1 there. So just by choosing what chart you make will depend upon, you know, the data that you can get. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Let's make this a better looking chart. To make it a better looking chart, of course, you have all these pre-made chart options up here. You can see them all. They got color ones. You got the dark one there. You got the white one there. You got this one there. You got that one there. You got that one there. There's a bunch of pre-made ones up there as well. Or you can use the default. I don't like this one. I don't like any of these. I'm going to go back to normal. There we go. So I'm going to go back to normal. Wouldn't it be nice if I could change the title? So I can click on title, and this is going to be gross film. What is this? Film. What are we doing? Film. 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 Profit. How about we do I don't know. Profit or money or receipts. Yes, there you go. Okay, so change your title. Again, you could just click on it. If you want, you could make some of the text a little bigger down here where it says week 4, week 3, week 2, week 1. It's awful tiny. You can actually select those. If I could get there. Okay, I'm going to have to make this a little smaller so it's not jumping on me. I can't even make it smaller here. All right. Whatever. It's not letting me. I can't even click down there. Welcome to Microsoft world. Or maybe if I zoom out. Let me zoom out. There we go. Okay, again, if you click on the text down here, I'm going to make that bigger. Where can I make the text bigger? Is under the home button. Under home, you can see it's only 9 points. Woo! I'm going to go all the way up to 14 points. Look at that. A little bit better. Much better. Okay, so home. So I'm going to click on the week one text that's down there, and I'm going to go home, and then there is point size right here. Yes, I made it bigger so you can see it. I don't know, I made it 16. Okay, let's make our background kind of cool. Wouldn't it be nice? Remember the image I downloaded? So maybe I'm talking about movies here. So maybe I'm going to put a movie image in the background of my chart. But of course, one thing you should do is if you do something like that is to tint it so it's not so busy. Because, you know, busy backgrounds make for a horrible way to see things. So I'm going to insert my image and then I'm going to tint it a little bit or add some transparency so it's not so busy. So how I do that? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on my chart. And it opens up my chart. Just double left click on my chart. It should bring up this option over here. Yes? Yes? Okay, so inside there you'll see there's some options here and there's some options there. The first thing is called fill right here. So if you look here, again, I double clicked on the chart. It opened up the chart option area right here. There's one for fill, F-I-L-L. If you twirl the triangle down, you'll see it's called automatic. Wouldn't it be nice if I at least had a color background? Well, we can add a color background by just going solid. If I hit solid, though, it gives this ugly blue. But if you notice, you can go and pick a color that's over here. And you'll notice there's like a little color bucket here, or a color bucket right here. And we could choose another color, maybe something like this, or something like that. That might be better. Something light. Again, you should see a bucket right here, and you can choose a color where it says solid fill, and you can choose the color here. You know, this is kind of hard to read. Nobody's going to be able to see that chart, right? So you want to make something that's kind of light, maybe if it's data that has very colorful there, or something like that might even work, you know what I mean? A gradient is another option where you have gradients, and if you choose the gradient there, you'll notice you have little sliders here that you can adjust the gradient option here. So if you want, you don't have to do pure gradients. You can do, ooh, look at that one. You can do, there we go. Look at that little sunset color action there. So again, you can try gradient in your background. This makes for a nicer look as well. So again, try the gradient in there. There should be an option for gradient. And you have these little sliders down here. You're going to have to see how the slider positions and changes the gradient. You can delete them. Oh, no, I guess you can't delete them. You can put them on top of each other. I don't know. There should be a way to get rid of them. Oh, there's a minus right there. Boom. There you go. Minus there. So isn't that a better background? What do you guys think? Nice gradient like that? A plus? A plus. There you go. Give the teacher an A plus. You have multiple colors here. You got multiple colors here. You can add more colors too. Okay, let's put in our picture. You'll notice the next option under gradient fill is called picture or texture fill. Do you see that? Now if you click on that, you notice it puts this ugly like burlap or whatever it is. I have no idea what that is, but it's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. But you notice it says file right here. See how it says file? I can go and choose my desktop and I can choose my picture. Remember I downloaded some image? Oh, there it is, my movie image. See my movie image there? And I can insert that as the background, but oosh, now that's pretty hard to see the data because my movie background is very busy. But you'll notice there is a transparency option right here, and we can turn the transparency down and make it very subtle, but there we go. We'll just put it in the background a little bit. There we go. So you can see it, but it's not interfering with the content. So, you know, you can have nice backgrounds like that that help reinforce the data, but don't make it too busy. Add a transparency to it so that, it, you know, hey, you look cool if you had a chart like this, right? Your English teacher would be very impressed. We had did one bar chart, the stack chart, right? But the stack chart didn't show us that the first week of drama was the highest grossing, I guess you would say, until we did the horizontal. Remember, we did the horizontal chart, and then we split up week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then we could visualize, hey, week 1 drama was the highest grossing. So just changing the types of charts or types of data can really help you improve the way that you can visualize the data. Another person who's been very not critical, but what am I trying to say? Influential in the data visualization area has been Nate Silver. Has anybody heard of Nate Silver? You've never heard of Nate Silver. Okay, so Nate Silver wrote a book that made him kind of famous about 10 years ago. And he's one of those people that sees data that where other people might not. His name is Nate Silver. And he's a statistician. And his famous book was, it's the yellow one, this one. This is the first one I bought and the only one I think I bought from Nate Silver. And this one, it's called The Signal and Noise. Why so many predictions fail but some don't. Okay, so he talks, it's a really fascinating book if you're interested in data and how data is analyzed. He talks and got a lot of very good stories. A lot of it's about sports, of course, right? You remember the Moneyball, right? Who's seen Moneyball? Right, the Oakland A's kind of statistical movie with Brad Pitt, I think, was in it, right, or something like that. I think it was Brad Pitt. Who was in it? Yeah. Okay. And you know what an interesting story that you know the data was driving the team, and the data drives the team today now, even still. And so, again, his book is this one is the one I have right here, The Signal to Noise. I think it's a pretty good one. I'd like to get this one, the Best American Infographs. That might be a good one right there. His website, and this is on the next test. Write down. Nate Silver's website is what? 85. What is it? Hold on, I have to go and find it again. His website is oh, here it is. 538. So his website is this one, 538.com. That's a question on the test. What is Nate Silver's website? Because we're talking about it. 538. Okay, so he does a lot of data, a lot of political data, as you can tell, a lot of hockey and different sports data. And so if you want to know who's going to win something, you can go and ask Nate. He'd be perfect for you for your betting. You should follow Nate. He's a pretty good predictor. Let's put it that way. He's usually right. Usually right. And so, take him with you to, I guess you don't have to, do we have to go to Nevada to do sports betting, or we can do it anywhere in the United States now? Didn't they change the law that you can do sports betting anywhere?
I think they let the states decide.
Oh, okay. So it's a state by state decision. Because I remember you had to go to Nevada to do your I used to go to Reno every year, and I'd go into the sports bet and put $20 down that the Sharks are going to win the Stanley Cup. I did that for about 10 years, and they never won the Stanley Cup, so I quit. We don't have to sit through this, but if you want, if you look up Nate Silver on YouTube, he's got some good videos. Here he is. He's on news now. He wasn't on news before. He started probably about 10 years ago. He started becoming 2013. He started becoming a little bigger name. But before, it was just kind of a person who would write data books and stuff like that. So if you want, I think interesting videos to watch instead of just watching cats play keyboards on YouTube, because I know you love watching cats hit the keyboard, right? That's my favorite videos on YouTube, cats playing keyboards. This Nate Silver will be there and be interesting. Okay, let's continue with our charts, and let's look at different ways to visualize our data. We can keep going with the movie data for right now because we already have that file open. So let's go back to our charts here. Let's go back to our charts. Again, we kind of left off by putting a background in. Let's go back to the data, and let's see how we can select. We're going to practice selecting data, right? Remember last class how to select more than one column. Okay, so in this case, let's think if we needed to put the data, we wanted to do, let's say, genre, week 1 compared to week 4. How can we do that? Well, again, I'm going to use the shift key. I'm going to select the first one, the genre here, and I'm going to go to week 1 and hit shift there, right? Now, if I want to do week 4, I'm going to hold down the option key. Oh, not option, it's command key, sorry. Let's do shift key here, select this shift key, and it was command key to select that data. So I'm going to leave week 2 and week 3 out. How did I do that? I'll do it again. Again, I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to hold the shift key down, click on the last one for week 1. Do you see that? Shift, click, the last one. Then I'm going to hold down the command key, and I'm going to drag down this one. That's how you can use the command key to kind of, you don't have to do all the ones in between here. Now we can go under Insert, and we can go back to our charts. Again, they have recommended charts. Right? Then you have your bar charts. And then we have a line chart. And if you want to see a line chart with markers, you can have that as well. If you want to try that, I can click on that and see what's going on here. So this doesn't tell me anything. What is this percentage telling me? That doesn't tell me anything. All this is all one there, so that's no good. And then I get some data here, but that's not telling me anything. So this is a bad chart because it's not giving me the data that I want. Because it doesn't know what the context is. What is this context? It thinks it's a percentage here. These aren't percentages though, are they? Okay, they're data points. This is gross profit or something like that, right? So this chart is not giving me what I want. It's not really telling me much either. So it's skewed in a horrible way, we'll say. So we can change the chart under format here, or under chart design, and you can change chart type is over here, just like we moved over here. So maybe we do a column chart. Let's see if that comes up with better data. Oh, that's better data. Now it kind of understands this a little more, right? You understand what this is more. And you can see the comparison between week 4 and week 1 for each genre. So this is probably a better looking chart. So it depends. Let's try another one. Would a pie chart work good for this? Not really, because I have too many data points. If I only had 1 week, this would be fine, because then you can visualize, but it doesn't know. This is only week 1, right? It's only showing me week 1. It doesn't know what to do with week 4, right? It doesn't, you got too many data points for a pie chart here. Okay, so that's not going to work. Hierarchical, it doesn't really tell me much. Again, it's only week 1. And then statistical, that doesn't really tell. It's still only giving me week 1. So this one's kind of interesting. It gives you a 3D look. And so it has like 2 levels to it. But one of the problems with this one, of course, is that it's hard to visually see the difference because the angle of the bars is skewing kind of the visual look of it. In order to do this one, I would probably have to put the numbers at the top. In fact, let's go back and let's see if we can put numbers again. Let's try and change some data. Waterfall. That doesn't tell me much. I don't even get anything there. And let's try scatter chart. I don't know. That's not really showing me much either. So again, the column chart would probably be the best one for this. And what I would do is probably put the data point on. So how do I get a legend in here? So the legend is actually going to give you, because right now we don't know what 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,000, what is that? It doesn't tell me what that is, okay? So we need to say, hey, what is this? Maybe it's money. Maybe it's gross profit. I don't know what that is. Okay, so we need to add a legend. To add legend to it, you have to right. I don't know how to do it actually. The old version was the different version. So the only way that I found is to right click, and there was a way to do that in here, isn't there? I don't know how to add the legend. Does anybody know how to add the legend? Or the data point over here? Format chart area. I swear we were doing right click and I was able to turn it on, right? Wasn't I? Oh, I think you need to click in there. Okay, then we go. And then we go to format. Format legend. Yeah, that's fine down there. This is what I want to. I want to give this some context over here. Add access values. Tick marks, labels. I don't. And usually you're able to add something here. They just totally changed everything around in this version. Oh, here we go. Under display units right here. So I have this selected. Here we go. I have the numbers selected over here, and I go to my option, the little bar chart right here. And then I'm going to go to where it says display units, and you can say if this is in millions, you can put millions in there. There you go. Oh, but then it puts zeros in there. That's not giving me any good. What's up with that? Whoosh, upside down. Millions? Millions? This doesn't make any sense to me. No. Thousands? I don't know. Somehow you can add data to that. I don't know why it's not very intuitive here. I don't know why it's not very intuitive here. Maybe it's because the data itself. I don't know. Again, you can click on things and alter them. We could do that, and we want to put the numbers at the top, up at the top of each one of these. We should be able to do that as well. And we want to do what? I was able to do that last class. Select data, legend. No, remember we put the data at the top of the charts last week. Boy, they really changed this. I can't figure it out. Right click the column. There you go. Thank you. Right click on the column, select the column, right click, add data labels. Add data labels. Well, that's not very good though. Right click on, select the bar, right click and say add data label. There we go. We got our numbers in there. I don't know, but that's not very intuitive having to right click on that and do that. The old version, the Office 2013, you had all that options over here, really nice and easy to use. Okay, let's do our oil well. You guys ready to do oil wells? What do you guys think? Yes? Okay, so let's make a new one. Save this one. We want to save this as a PDF. Okay. The old version of Office, you actually had a PDF right inside. This version is not as PDF friendly. First thing I'm going to do is going to take my chart, and this is going to be gross profit, right? Gross profit. Next, I'm going to move this to its own sheet. To move this to its own sheet, I'm going to go to where it says Move Chart. Do you see that Move Chart? And I'm going to put it on its new sheet, and this is going to be movie profit week 1 and 4. So move it to its own sheet. Again, to move it to its own sheet is right here. So select the data and say Move to Sheet. Move it to its own sheet. Yes? A sheet? Oh, you want to get rid of a data point? You can hit, I think, right click and hit delete, and it should update your chart automatically.
So where we can get the move chart and home?
You got to go to the data, select the chart you have.
I did have. Now I just need to move chart.
Yeah, here, I'll show you again. Here, I made a chart.
Yes.
If I then go to where it says Move Chart up here, I could say New Sheet.
I know, but I didn't have the move chart now.
Okay, do you have your chart selected?
Oh, I see. I forgot. Thank you.
Okay.
You see, and we have this one called movie profit one.
Okay, so we're gonna, come on, you got to turn in 2 charts today. So this is our first one here. What is going on? Delete this, whatever that is. On the first one, genre, no, click on genre. Click the shift key down. Click at the bottom of week 1. No, yeah, click. There you go. Hold the command key down. Drag down week 4 down to the very bottom. Week 4, week 4, week 4. Put your cursor inside where the word is week 4. Hold the left mouse down and drag down. Drag down. Nope, not that far down. One more up. Release the mouse. Release your finger. Go to insert. Insert. And then go to the first bar chart. And I'm using the first one. That's what I'm doing. Then I move this to a sweep chart. I move to its own sheet. Okay, so when we save this as a PDF, you can save a sheet out easiest. So I want you to choose one of your sheets and make a PDF out of it to turn in. Okay, so here we go. How do I do that? Well, we're going to do it under the save option and print option. First thing I'm going to do is save it by going under File, Save As. Go under File, Save As, and let's give it a name. This is Movie Charts. Movie Charts. So I saved the Excel file. Then you can go under File, Save As, and you can choose PDF right here, PDF. So I saved one as an Excel file, right? And the next one I'm going to save is a PDF. So I'm going to go under File, Save As, and where it says PDF. So when you save as PDF, it's going to ask you what you want. It's going to ask you workbook, what's going to be the workbook. Sheet is going to be a sheet. Okay, so if you want to save a specific one, the easiest way to do it is to go to that one. So I'm going to cancel this right now. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go to the one I want to send out. So do you like this one? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? If you like this one, we could save this as a PDF. Again, choose the one that you like. Choose the one you like. Go underneath File, Save As. Change the file format to PDF, and don't do workbook, do sheet, and it'll save the one you have currently selected, this one, right? The one with my movie guy in the background, and I'm going to put that on my desktop so I can turn it in. So go and turn that in, boom. And so then I go and I look at it, make sure it looks good. I'm going to go and look at it, and let's see. Ah, look, it's an Acrobat. Look, and it's beautiful. I'd say that's A+. Who wants to give me an A+? A+. Okay, so find the one you like and go in and save that. But don't turn it in yet because we're going to make one more. You got to turn in 2. We're going to do one more. So don't turn that in yet. Just make sure you know where it's at. It's right here on my desktop. Yes?
So we're not turning in the whole one, we're only turning in one chart, and then another one.
Yes. You can do PDF. Yes. You don't have to give me Excel. PDF. So we have one done. Let's do the oil one. Again, we don't have data for oil wells. We're going to have to make our own data. Okay, so let's make a blank one. Let's go and make a new blank one. So go and make a new one. How you make a new one is go under File, New, File, New. The first thing is we're going to do states and oil production. So our data is going to be states and then the amount of oil production that they make. Okay, so and we're going to do a pie chart, and we'll do a bar chart. Okay, we're going to do both a pie chart and a bar chart. So again, this one's going to be states. So down the one side is states. And then just randomly make some states if you want. How about California? And what else? Texas. What's another state? Oklahoma makes lots of oil, doesn't they? Or how about North Dakota? How I spelled Dakota. D-O. I spelled Dakota. K-A-T-O. Dakota? No, that's not it. I spelled Dakota. North Dakota. Hold on. D-A what? K-O-T-A. There we go. North Dakota is a big oil producer. What else? How about Florida? Oh, Florida. Floor. F-L-O-R. F-L-O-R-I-D-A. Florida? Is that it? Florida? I-D-A. Is it I-D-A? F F-L-O-R-I-D-A. Florida. Nevada? They got oil in Nevada? I thought they just had silver mines or something like it. Alaska, yeah. Alaska. Let's do one more, last one. Alaska, we need one more oil producer. How about Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania, L-Y-V. I didn't even know how to spell Pennsylvania, my own damn state. Pennsylvania. V-I-N-A? Pennsylvania? No, there's a Y in there somewhere. Y. No. How you spell Pennsylvania? I have to ask Siri. Siri, how do you spell Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
There we go.
P-E-N-N-S-Y-L-V-A-N-I.
So you gotta love Siri. She tells me everything I need to know. Right? Okay, so we have that. And we can just make some data up. Right? And of course, where's the first oil well ever made in the United States? Pennsylvania, right? Bradford, Pennsylvania. You can go there and you can see the first oil well. Yeah. I used to drive by it on my way to college.
Is it still working?
No, well, the area is still working. They still got oil. You know, one of the problems is, of course, once the oil started running out, they didn't know what to do with all the, the refineries and stuff. So they built a giant pipeline to Canada. And so, all the oil from Canada goes through Ontario, goes, over the Niagara Falls, down into Pennsylvania, and then they refine it there. It's good for them. They need to do something. Running out, got to do something. And then fracking came along, right? So let's put in some data points, and this is oil production. And then let's do this. We'll put in, 25,000. Texas is maybe 60,000. This is barrels a day, I guess. North Dakota, 45,000. Or maybe 45. How about 45? Something like that. Florida doesn't produce, maybe 33,000. And then we got Alaska does a lot. We'll do 800,000. And Pennsylvania does minimum. We'll do right in the middle, 500,000. There we go. Okay, so maybe we'll capitalize this. Okay, so we have just a kind of a simple data point. It's not showing me much. It's just giving me a comparison. Okay, so probably what would be an easy chart for this would be, makes sense for a pie chart. Okay, so we'll do pie chart and we'll do a bar chart as well. Pie chart is nice because you can visually see quickly which one is the larger pie. Usually, if the data is kind of large, there's a big kind of difference. And of course, these all have kind of difference. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to select states, and then I'm going to go and hold the shift key down and select like that. So I'm just selecting some data there. Next thing I'm going to do is go under insert, and this time, like I was just saying, there is a pie chart. So let's go to the pie chart. You can do the 2D pie chart, 3D pie chart, or the donut chart, but choose one of these. I'm going to do the 2D pie chart, and then you can see right there, and then it's a nice visual way of seeing it, that you can see right then and there.
2D or 3D?
Either one. You can do 2D or 3D. You can do 3D if you want. 3D is cool if you want to try the 3D one. And remember, if you're trying to, let's say you're doing a presentation and you're trying to emphasize an area, right? You can pull that area out as well. So I can go to, let's say I'm talking about Pennsylvania. I can click on that chart twice. I click twice on the pie, and then I can pull it out a little bit like that. And it kind of emphasizes it if that is something I'm talking about, right? If you want to put the numbers in there as well, you can click on the chart. I believe somehow you can add data labels. There we go. It's called add. I right-clicked on it and said add data labels, and it will put your data inside there as well. So again, you can pull things out. Yes.
Shift key all the time. Shift key all the time.
You did them all. Undo that. Undo them.
Oh, this one only.
Let your finger up. Finger up. No. You gotta let your finger up. Look again. Okay, now do it. Now. Let go. Let go. Let go with your finger. Up. You went too far. Right click. Hey, you guys doing okay? Dan, are you doing all right over there? Right. I get the 3D chart. Very nice. I like the shadow. Very.
Where do I find this?
We just made our own chart with this data. See the data that I just typed in? It's our own data. Okay, so let's do the bar chart and let's put in our oil wells.
So how come I put in the information? Money.
Right click. Add data label.
Oh, only this one. I want to add everything.
The shift key, right? To select multiple data. Just like click on the bottom one. Now you gotta do all of them, right? Yeah, there you go. Now you make a chart. Okay, let's do a pie chart. So again, move this to its own chart. Remember, you got to move this. You're going to turn the pie chart in here. So I'm going to move this chart to its own. Remember, move chart right here to its own thing, and we'll call this pie chart. How about that? We'll call it pie chart. And I'm going to go back to the data. Let's do a bar chart this time with our oil well graphic. So to do that, I'm going to go to my insert. This time under insert, I'm going to go to the bar chart, and I'm going to choose just a plain column chart. Okay, and it's kind of boring looking. Yeah, I know it's ugly and boring, but won't it be nice? I'm going to make these a lot bigger, a little bit bigger. Well, I think it's a little bit too big now. Hold on, there we go. Hold on, a little bit too big. Okay, so with this, you don't really need a legend because it's telling you just one data point. So you don't need a legend, right? You don't need. It's not really comparing anything, right? Because it's not. There's no week 1, week 2, week 3, or something like that, is there? Okay, so how do I get my oil wells in there? Well, I'm going to insert them into my graph. So
I can enter the numbers, please.
the numbers are here, right here. They can be any numbers. I just randomly made numbers. They don't have to. They're not real numbers. They're made up numbers. Okay, so again, to put in or get to the option to put in your oil wells and things like that, you can go and double click right here on your chart, and it'll bring up your chart options over here. Remember that? You got your chart options over there. Then inside there, you'll notice I can click on the bars themselves. So I'm going to click on the bars themselves on one, and you notice it selects all the bars. Once all the bars are selected, I can go to where it says fill option, and I can choose my picture. Remember doing the picture for the background, but we don't have the background selected. We have the bar selected, right? So again, make sure your bar is selected. You go to, and I double clicked on here to bring this option up that's over here, right? I double clicked to bring this option up over here. Under the paint bucket right there, you'll notice there's one for picture and fill. Now it puts in the photo from before because it recognized the photo from before, but we don't want this cowboy in there, do we? No, we want our oil well. So where you choose picture right here, go to where it says file, and I'm going to go and find my oil well. Remember we took a screen grab? So go find an oil well and hit insert. Now if you notice, it kind of stretches the oil well out, but that doesn't look very good. So wouldn't it be better if I stacked a bunch of oil wells on top of each other? To do the stacking of the oil well, if you come down here, you'll see down here there should be some options for your picture. One of them is called stack, and that gives you a little bit better visualization to the data. Again, to get that, I selected the bar. I went to picture or texture, chose that. Then I went to file, and I choose my graphic that I made. Remember, I put it on the desktop, and then I hit stacked right there. And then you can add a texture to the. Ooh, that's pretty ugly. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. How do I undo that? I can't undo that. Whoosh. Oh, don't do that. Whatever I did, don't do. There we go. That's better. Oh, you can add a transparency to it. That's all right there. And I thought you could have a colored background. Yeah. Okay, but then again, you can put your, if you really want to make a beautiful chart, we could go to the internet and find ourselves a nice oil platform or something. Remember images? Maybe Google Images. We can go under Image, oil field. How about an oil field? There we go. How about something like this for the background? There we go. You could grab something like this, save that oil field for your background. Remember to put the background in is if you click on the chart, now there's different ways to click. If you notice, you can click inside the chart here, you can click outside as well. So if I go and I click outside here, I can then go and give that picture, not that picture, we want to give it oil field, there we go. And so you can add an oil field to our thing, and don't forget to turn the transparency down so you can see it. Oh, look at that. And then another thing you can do as well is if you click on the chart itself right here, you can give that a solid color as well and make that a nice maybe color there, and then turn that down a little bit so you can differentiate. See how I gave the background one color right here. So selecting the background of the chart, I can give that a picture. But then inside the chart itself, this is like the data. This is like you can give this a separate color as well. And then the last thing you can do is you can give your bars right here. You can also give them a border. And if you go all the way down to the very bottom, you'll notice there is a border there, and you can give a line around this would make it stand out a little more. So see how it stands out more now as well. So again, I gave my chart a background image. I turned the inside of the chart with some color. I put some graphics into my bar chart here. I put a line around there as well as a border. And you can quickly then see that you can visualize which are the largest oil producing states from just looking at that data. And then of course move this to its own thing. Again, it's under somewhere we can move. Where's the move? Chart design, under chart design. Move it to its own sheet. And this is the great oil bar chart. Great oil bar chart. We can call it that. No. It just calls it chart 2. Here we go. Oil chart. Okay, again, we're going to save this as a PDF so we can turn that in as well. So you might want to save it as a PDF, and I will come and help you in a minute. I know some of you, I did this kind of quickly. That's okay. Let me get through my discussion, and I will come over and help you. Okay? So let me get through this discussion right now. So again, I have this beautiful chart. I want to save this as a PDF so I can turn it in and get an A+. Who wants an A+? Okay, there we go. Let's turn it in. Go to your chart right here. Go to your chart. Then go, again, File, Save As. Change it to PDF right here. And we're going to change it as Sheet right here. See where it says Sheet right here? And this is going to be my oil chart. Oil chart. And then, so after you save this as a PDF, you can log into Canvas and turn it in. You'll see right here, you should have one chart right here that is an oil chart. Or you can turn in a pie chart if you want. You can turn in a pie chart if you want as well. Or and one movie chart. See that? So turn both of those in, and then you can go home. I will help the rest of you because I know you have questions. That's okay. We can end it now. Make sure you turn it in before you leave, though, right? I'm going to come and help you. There we go. Let me turn off my video here.